Providence, Rhode Island. Welcome to the Potterverse. It's a podcast dedicated to the book and film universe of Harry Potter. So grab your favorite wands and time turners, and let's step into the night to pursue that flighty temptress adventure. And welcome back. My name is Mary Larson.
My name is Blake, and my favorite thing to do with every Potterverse podcast is give you the signal as soon as John Williams does that final little beat in the song.
I thought your favorite thing on the Potterverse podcast was to read the book.
Yeah, good point.
I think you just have a lot of
I got a lot of favorites. So if you ever get a chance, if you're on the podcast app right now and you ever get a chance, check us out on YouTube or the Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, whatever, you get a chance to see me just have my little nerd out moment every time that final little note that John Williams has before Mary says, "I'm your host, Mary Larson." It's like my favorite thing to do.
I know.
It's just the best as Mary is furiously running through these pages. Come on, kid. That's way too loud.
Much. There's just,
way too loud for a podcast.
There we go. Okay, well, fine. I just have so much that I love in this chapter, all right? This is the throwing shade chapter. This is kids being menaces kind of chapter. And I'm here all for it. I'm all here for it. Is that what I'm trying to say? Okay. This one is one of my favorites, though. Got plenty of special features, hasn't it? Said Malfoy, eyes glittering maliciously. Shame it doesn't come with a parachute in case you get too near Dementor. Crabbe and Goyle sniggered. Pity you can't attach an extra arm to yours, Malfoy, said Harry. Then you could have it catch the snitch for you. I just loved this because it was like shade, throwing out each other, picking on each other. You've got your sweet old Cedric Diggory loving on Potter and giving him some props for this. Just a fun chapter.
Yeah. It's funny because Draco usually always gets Harry in the snide remarks aspect. Harry is always the one that
usually ignores him.
Harry ignores him or just stands up to him and it's like,
yes.
Okay, Malfoy, yeah, whatever. But finally, Harry, it just kind of gives him back a little bit of a dig.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool.
You know what's cool? So this is chapter 13 of the third book. And I just love it because Harry is 13 and he is owning that sass. He is owning standing up for himself. Frequently, we tell one of our children who has an issue with another child in their class, we will say, just be like Harry. Harry just ignores Malfoy, or just tells him, mind your own business. Not in this chapter. Mm-hmm. He gives it right back. All right, so before we get into the rest of this episode, we want to remind you that this is all brought to you thanks to our friends at jointhenerdclan.com. If you're a Nerd Clan member...
Is that our new, tone? Our new
that
tune?
Definitely cannot be it, because it's terrible. It's pretty much that guy, Jean-Ralphio.
Yeah.
He's the one from Parks and Rec. That's what I was trying to imitate.
You did a Jean-Ralphio.
Thank you.
By the way, I maintain the best side character ever written in any television show.
I may be down with that. So if you're a member of the Nerd Clan, write Nerd Clan down below. And you are the people who really, truly make this possible. If we are bringing you Lumos in the time of Nox, if you hang out with us on our live videos, if you enjoy our content, and if you can spare as little as $2 a month, you're going to want to go to jointhenerdclan.com because no joke, this is what we do for our jobs. We hang out and we podcast from the goodness of our hearts.
Yes.
And you get lots of perks from it. So let's get into the show.
I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good.
Guess what? Ron and Hermione still hate each other. I wonder if they'll ever make up. Quidditch practice continues to go on because now we've got the Firebolt. Oh yes, it's here, bringing it. Gryffindor plays Ravenclaw. Cho Chang enters the scene, and be careful because people may not know. People may not know about Harry Potter.
The musical?
Yeah,
that's
I'm telling you, it's so good. And they may think you're being offensive, but he's not.
But I'm not.
In a musical.
I'm quoting a musical.
Malfoy and his friends, they got what was coming to them. And then this chapter ends with a bang.
Oh, it ain't just a bang. It's a swoop. It's a
slash.
And it's a quivering little hand raise.
Knock, and it doesn't happen in the movies. So if you're just a movie person, you missed out on book 3.
You know, I kind of wish that one of the bloopers or outtakes is Gary Oldman sitting in front of Sir Cadogan, being like, okay, he's got the list in his hand.
Dragon snot rag.
And he's like, nope.
No, that's not it today.
Okay. And he goes down like 7 names and he finally gets it and he's just like, all right.
Yes. Dragon snot rag is just one of the passwords that I made up in my mind. That's what I came up with.
Did you say dragon snot ring?
Dragon snot rag. Like a hanky for a dragon.
I was going to say, because never mind.
Okay, never mind.
Never mind. We're just going to leave that one. We're going to let the silence take that one over.
Sound of silence. Welcome back. We are pumped to talk Potter. This, of course, really, really fun, moving and shaking Let's try that again.
Yeah.
Chapter.
There you go.
There we go. Really fun chapter in the book because Harry gets his firebolt back.
Right. You know, Rachel here actually says something on Facebook. She really hated how they changed the firebolt storyline in the movies. Would you co-sign on this, or are you okay with how they handle it in the film?
Let me get back to you after we watch this movie. So when we finish this book, we do a movie review of The Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yes.
Obviously, this book to film is very, very different. So I'll get back to you on that because I will watch it with the eyes of wondering, like, what would have happened if the firebolt was here? Pretty much since the middle point of the movie. How would that have been different? How much wonder would we have been having about who gave it to him? So I'm going to keep that through my lens while I'm watching it, Rachel. Great point. All right. Can I just have a moment for Chapter 13, Gryffindor versus Ravenclaw, artwork in my version of Prisoner of Azkaban?
Yes.
It is Crookshanks being all sorts of creep.
Right.
It's just a creepy cat being a creepster. And it really does. It starts off, it looked like the end of Ron and Hermione's friendship. Harry couldn't see how they'd ever make up.
Oh.
Or make out.
Oh, yes.
That's what she said.
And it says, personally, Harry was sure that Crookshanks had eaten Scabbers. So Harry Potter, wrong yet again. That should be what half of these books are titled. Mm-hmm. Harry Potter is wrong yet again.
One more time.
Harry Potter thinks that Snape is in charge of stealing the Sorcerer's Stone.
Wrong.
Yet again. Harry Potter believes that Sirius Black is in the Ministry of Magic held captive.
Wrong.
Yet again. Harry Potter believes that Snape is bad.
Wrong.
Yet again.
You know, I love how I keep saying I love. Oh, I did it all last episode. I'm doing it again today. It's like a mental crush
Just saying
that I have.
I love?
Yes.
I think you want to marry this book.
No, I married you, and I'm so happy that I did. It's
because I introduced you into Harry Potter.
Yes, you did.
This was the first book you read.
I find it so interesting. How's that sound? I find it so interesting that Harry is still young enough where he thinks, I just don't know how Hermione and Ron can fix this relationship.
I mean, he gets his first butterflies in this chapter, so maybe he doesn't understand yet until he sees Cho, and he's like, what is this feeling?
We were watching The Croods, and Emma Stone plays the female character in The Croods, and she's looking at the character who's played by Ryan Reynolds, and she's like, I'm feeling something. I don't know what it feels like butterflies, but I didn't eat any or something like that.
I was just singing because I'm like, what is this feeling? Sudden and new. And I'm like, oh, what is this? Da-na-na. It's from Wicked, and it's about loathing. Because I'm like, oh, there's a song about this when like you're feeling feelings for the first time. Oh, it's about loathing. Yep. Oh, well. So Ron had taken the loss of his rat very hard indeed. And can we just hold a candle in our hearts for Ron Weasley, who worries so much about Scabbers all these years, who had to hand me down everything in life. And then he does lose his rat twice.
Right.
3 times.
As he is wont to do.
Yes. No, but I'm saying he loses his pet.
Yes, he does.
His beloved buddy.
But it wasn't. Fred and George say it. They're like, dude, You didn't even like the rat, and he was a mess anyway. And all you said was that he was
now
boring
he
the entire
appreciates him.
time.
You know, he was a selfish 11-year-old, 12-year-old, but now he realizes that this has been his constant.
Get out of here! I mean, listen, as much as I am happy to have a Lost reference,
he bit Goyle.
You have to go back, Kate.
He bit Goyle once for them.
But stop it! Don't you dare invoke the good name of Lost.
Shall you quote Fred Blake? Let the scar on Goyle's finger stand as a lasting tribute to his memory. That needs to be, maybe that could be a shirt. Let the scar on his finger.
Yes, I like that.
Okay. Madam Hooch gets to hold the firebolt.
Oh, Madam Hooch.
I wrote in ink, because whatever. That's how I roll in some of my books. Where are we?
There we go.
Hooch
look at
heaven.
the right camera.
Hooch heaven. When our children read one of the many copies of these books, they're going to read that and be like, what was up with Mother?
Because they do say mother. They do say mother.
They need to stop at some point. Like right now, it's
cute.
a little.
It's cute, but like
but if it
slightly
keeps up,
on the cute to creep level,
it needs to stop by 4th grade.
Yeah, because beyond 4th grade, then you're getting into like psycho range.
I don't even call myself Mother. Like
Right.
I don't know why they call me Mother, and it's generally when they want something sincerely, like not even mean, like Mother, please.
Hooch Heaven is going to be our new show, our new shirt.
Hooch Heaven.
Hooch Heaven
with the fireball.
With a fireball, definitely.
Cho Chang. Who knew she was a seeker? Who forgot she was a seeker? This girl. Blake, stop. What was wrong with Cho Chang? So she's this 4th year. She's pretty good.
Yeah.
She's had some problems with injuries.
Yeah, well, she's just injury prone. She's like the Jimmy Garoppolo of Quidditch.
What is the worst? What is the worst? Can I just... Like, I liked Wood in the movies. I was down with the Wood in the movies. I was like, hey, not how I pictured you. Sign me up for that.
You know what, Mary? You know what? I have to do it. I have to do it.
That's what she said.
Because you were down with the Wood.
So here's the scoop, though. I didn't picture, like, when they cast Wood and when I saw him, I just saw him as a much more tender-hearted lad. Not this one who is honestly okay if Harry Potter falls possibly to his death, as long as they win. Mm-hmm. They have the best practice ever, and it is noted because Wood didn't even have a single criticism to make. It has been every single practice that he has had a criticism to make. He's never been like, guys, high five.
Yeah,
great job.
Awesome.
Nice work, guys.
Lily on YouTube says she's the Carson Wentz of Ravenclaw. Mary doesn't get the joke, but I do, and I appreciate that. Tammy says, is Blake Larson growing his beard back? Yes, yeah. I am, because I didn't like it.
It's all good. Madam Hooch lives her best life, touches the firebolt, takes a little napski. Mm-hmm. Probably from the bourbon.
Well, if we're going to do a different perspective today, I feel like
you can do Hooch.
I'm taking Hooch today.
I actually really love that. So while she's having her little nap, a creature.
Taking a nippy.
A little nippy nap.
Little bit of a nippy. It's okay.
I have to watch Potter every time he goes to practice. I'm sick of this. I don't knit. Like, what does she do? She just naps.
She nips.
She naps. They walk by and they see Crookshanks. Ron's livid. She's probably eating extra birds.
Marvin, you're looking into the wrong camera.
You know what I need? I need this to be like a legit studio where there's like a red light that lets you know camera's on.
I already have enough insecurity about our studio. Now you've just gone and told me that it's an illegitimate studio. Thank you, Mary.
No, I'm kidding. Bonnie knows. Bonnie's here. Bonnie knows I need my red light.
Oh, okay. Now we're going back. We're going back to camera 1 now.
I know, Blake.
Okay, good.
I'll just pretend there's a little red light there. It's really hard, everybody. We've got screens everywhere. We've got lights everywhere. We're gonna have to do a more detailed behind the scenes now that you've had this. But so they see Crookshanks, and yet Harry's so rattled. He was afraid it was the Grim. He doesn't even tell Ron that he thought it was the Grim. And he's so scared that he doesn't look left or right on the way home. He just goes straight ahead. And this right here was solid fear. Solid fear. And I don't think I really recall Harry having fear. Like, he's so scared that he doesn't even mention it to Ron. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't even look around him. It reminded me of after you watched that Paranormal Activity movie.
Oh, that was misery.
Yeah, you were scared.
I was legitimately terrified it didn't help that I saw the movie slightly enhanced.
This is a family friendly movie.
I had a few adult beverages.
He was hanging on the hooch.
I had a few butter beers.
There you go.
You know what the funny thing is? Like, not a lot happens in this chapter, which is funny because, as I was saying right in our pre-show before we started recording the podcast, I mean, we are slightly after the halfway point of this book. We are, I would say, just right after. And I still don't know. I mean, like, a big thing does happen in this chapter. It's like nestled in there at the back end. But what happens with Sirius and him being in the room, it doesn't necessarily alter everything the way that I think that one of these major events halfway through the book would do.
You don't think having a convicted mass murderer inside a 13-year-old
But he's already been in the building. They already knew that.
He's already been in the building, but now he was over a 13-year-old boy's bed with a knife.
I mean, yes.
That takes it to the next level. That's kind of altering. I mean, I think that may deserve a letter home to the moms and the dads.
Yeah, but what does it do?
Do they let Mr. and Mrs. Weasley know? I mean, let's be real. Did they let them know? Creevy's parents know?
Did they let them know that Ginny was all messed up? Oh, yes, they did, because they ended up showing up there at the end of the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, but did they let, like, Justin's parents know, the Muggle parents?
Could you imagine being Molly Weasley getting that letter? Okay, but is he dead?
Like,
is he dead? No? All right, he's fine.
Are they messaging Dean Thomas and Seamus Finnegan's parents? I mean, Seamus's mom's a witch.
She is a
Bit
witch.
of a shock when he found out. Cedric Diggory comes on over to inspect this firebolt. Like, the firebolt was brought down to the dining room table.
Yes.
And he just lays it out. Harry lays it out, and everybody just oogles and ogles.
Right.
Oh, so nice. And Cedric comes over. Just sweet, said. That's my boy.
That's my boy.
Comes on over and congratulates Harry on having acquired such a superb replacement for his Nimbus, because Cedric was there. This was the game and the Dementors and the wind and the Whomping Willow. Cedric comes over and is like, yeah, man, you've got this. Penelope Clearwater comes over, really wants to touch it, and stop it, family podcast. And Percy's like, Harry, Penelope, my girlfriend, and I have a bet going on. Yes. Please win, because I haven't got 10 galleons. What kind of high school relationship is this where you're betting on money?
Well, yeah, the fact that you're betting like that is, it's, I'll say it right now.
Not great, Bob.
Okay, like, you don't have 10 galleons. Everyone knows that the Weasleys have no money.
And why are you going to try to cheat your girlfriend like that?
And then they do win. When they do win, Percy's like, I gotta go. Gotta get my 10 galleons for my girlfriend.
Right, like...
He's the worst.
You would think that he'd be like, you know what? No, we're good. I won. I'll take that.
Like, those kind of bets in high school, it's like, oh, I'll carry your books, I'll rub your back, I'll do whatever. Like, it's not money related.
Generally not. Does that mean that Percy has a gambling problem because he's betting money that he doesn't have?
Just Percy's the worst.
He
was probably the one that came up with the idea. And Penelope was like, oh, yeah, sure. Thinking, like, he won't actually follow up with this.
But he's going to show up and be like, hey, like in Goodfellas, pay me. Pay me.
I wonder if they do get a stipend as head boy and head girl. Because in this chapter, Lee Jordan just goes off like the host of This Old House, going off about every single minute detail. You know, look at this wood, look at this, look at that. And during that, Professor McGonagall says, we don't pay you, to talk about brooms. We pay you for the commentary. And do other students get paid to do jobs on campus? Head boys, prefects.
Do they get paid like money, or do they get paid like credits? Like you get credits at the caf?
I don't think you even have it. You don't have to pay for your caf. You just go eat. It's part of life. Right, but Lee Jordan gets paid, and I'm like, if Lee Jordan gets paid to be the commentator, then Percy Weasley should get paid to be head boy, and he should have 10 galleons to pay his girlfriend.
Well, do they get like Rambucks? Didn't you guys have Rambucks?
Yeah, we had Rambucks.
Yeah, so...
No, but I got paid in money when I was an RA.
I know, but
and I was an orientation leader.
I'm thinking of like what's the...
tour guide?
What's the equivalent?
And tutor.
You are such a dork. I have to play this again for like the 5th time.
And URI 101 mentor.
Oh my God. What do we do?
First off, Blake,
Thank
I'm a nerd.
God I didn't
Second
meet
of all,
you in college.
I'm poor, okay? And I took every job I could get. Oh, you need me to do that? Okay, how much? Okay, you're going to pay me for that? All right, I'll eat tonight.
God, I would have ranked on you so hard.
You wouldn't have even seen me. I worked so much.
I would have just pounded you into the center of the earth for doing all of that nerd stuff.
Thanks, Blake. Why don't you take over?
No, you might brag
Percy.
now. You're perfect.
You're literally Percy.
No, I'm not.
No,
I'm not demanding money from you, Marvin.
You would have, and I would have had it.
No, what I'm saying is, what's the equivalent to like Hogwarts bucks, like hog bucks?
I don't think
do they get hog bucks?
Because you don't have to pay for anything there. You have to pay for things in Hogsmeade and when you go out, but I don't think you have to pay for anything at Hogwarts.
Ellen says Percy is the kid who you stick his head in a toilet.
McKenna on Instagram says she had all the same jobs in college too. We're soul sisters.
It's okay, McKenna. You're a nerd as well.
And Amelia says, also, can we talk about how mature Ron and Harry, when they were so upset about Hermione not wanting Harry to risk his life by going into Hogsmeade? Hermione, listen, girls mature faster than guys.
They absolutely do.
And I'm not making that as an excuse for the boys. I am not. I'm saying
here's
all
a
props
question.
to Hermione.
Here's a question. Is Ron like hammering Hermione so hard because he likes her?
He doesn't even know it though yet.
That's what I'm saying. But he doesn't even know it yet, but he likes her. And the reason why I know, or at least you can infer that he likes her, is because he was the one that's saying, hey, like Hermione, what's up with Hermione? Like, she's everywhere. He's like constantly watching her.
Oh, he is. He's very aware.
He's very aware of her presence, what she's doing, how she's doing it. It was like a couple of chapters ago where I noticed it thinking, wow, man, Ron's like on it with Hermione constantly.
I think, I've said this before and I'll say it again, I think the people in your life who you are closest to can make you feel the best and can also make you feel the worst. So when we argue...
Oh, yeah. It's the worst.
We're usually very good.
The worst.
But when we get down and dirty to the arguing, nobody can cut us like each other, okay?
Ugliness.
Because you know each other and you care about each other so much. So Ron really believes that Hermione's cat killed his rat and that she has not even said she's sorry. She's not even acknowledging it. So I'm okay with Ron being mad. She's not even sorry about it.
Well, that is true. And he did say if she was just sorry, then it'd be fine. And Ron, I think, we've talked a lot, especially in this book, about the power trio here. Our three characters, Hermione being the logical one, Ron being the emotional one, and Harry being the synthesis that bring them all together. Ron is playing right into all of his emotions and what his pathos does. Like he is all in. And do you think he goes a little too far, or do you think knowing that you think Hermione is somewhat justified in her actions, does Ron take it too far?
In the broom or the cat killing the rat?
All of it.
I don't think Ron took it too far. Right now.
Yeah.
His rat is dead. Quote unquote.
Right.
I don't think he's taking it too far. He's not even mean. He's not like spitting at her.
Well, he's like calling her out in public. Like, if Scabbers were here, if he wasn't eating, he would have loved this party food, but he ain't here, so he's dead. Thanks, Hermione.
See, the problem is, I would do that.
Of course you would. Of course you would.
I know that Ron's not the best, guys. I know that Ron's not the best, but I frequently see myself as Ron. And I see Ron's faults. And Ron does a really good job at saying I'm sorry. But I will admit that if Blake and I were fighting, I would probably say some things in public that I probably shouldn't have said.
I would never. Never.
Do you remember that time that we were having an issue? It happens like once every other year. We're actually we're
pretty good.
Okay. But there was one time when we went out with your friend from Chicago and his now wife, And you and I were having a disagreement that day, and we went out to eat with them.
Yes, I remember that.
And I was just not a kind person.
You were not, but you weren't overt about it. You looked.
And they had no idea because it was like
disinterested.
Secret jokes between me and you that I was like digging
you, just needling.
They had no idea. They were like, Mary's so lovely, and I'm like, they don't know. But as I said, Ron says he's sorry, and I appreciate that for Ron. And now you guys don't really like me too much because you're like Ron, and I like to eat. Okay, it's probably something you ate. Ron.
You do. You do love to eat, and you would. What? Yeah. You would say some stuff. You would do it.
If I was that mad, if I thought you killed my pet and hadn't said sorry, yes, I would say it. I would be like, too bad my dead pet isn't here. My dead pet would love this. I would. And everyone else would just roll their eyes and be like, Mary, you're being really awkward.
That's true. That is very true. I did say earlier in the podcast that not like a lot happens in this chapter aside from what happens at the end, but there are a couple of things that I would like to call out.
Oh, okay.
What?
I have one other thing too.
Oh, yeah, go. I'm in. Let's do it. You chat it up, baby.
Do the Weasleys have money?
No.
How do Fred and George go buy enough treats for the entire common room of Gryffindor?
Because they're doing stuff on the side.
What are they doing on the side now?
They're selling things. They're developing things.
Guys, they got so much money. They came back with armfuls of butterbeer, pumpkin fizz, and several bags of honeydew sweets. I hope they didn't steal it. I don't think they would steal. I do think they would have bought it. Okay, that's my last point.
Okay. There are a couple of things that I do want to call out. First, Cho. Okay, Cho is a Ravenclaw. Supposed to be wicked smart, right?
She is.
She ain't that smart.
Why?
Because she's using a...
I think she's brilliant in this chapter.
No. I tell you why you think she's brilliant in this chapter.
Because she knows she's the only female on Ravenclaw, and she knows right from the get-go that Harry is smitten with her. And you know what she does? She moves those curves and distracts Harry Potter. Harry would have had that snitch in the first try had it not been for Cho Chang.
Yeah, but he ended up getting it anyway. And there is a diabolical fault in her plan.
What?
She is on some Kia Sportage, and he's on a Lamborghini.
Yeah, and she does a really good job.
And all she does is follow him. She
doesn't just follow him.
She follows him.
She follows him, but she also gets in his way and distracts him.
Yeah, he can
That's
move around
what I'm
it.
saying
He's
is brilliant.
nimble.
He's
nimble. He's fast.
when he's thinking clearly.
And the broom's moving with his very thoughts. It's just moving.
Yeah, we know where his thoughts are, so it stops a lot.
Ain't with those butterflies, I'll tell you that. It was a feeling he got.
I was actually really impressed with Cho Chang. She was like, he's in a Lamborghini.
I don't know. It's a faulty plan.
I'm in a Chevy Aveo. How am I going to make this work? I know.
I don't know. It's just, I don't think, I mean, I get it.
You're just a hater. Like, if they're not Slytherin or Gryffindor, you hate. And I got to tell you, you're wrong. If someone on Ravenclaw is doing things, it's because they thought it out. I bet you, what's his name?
Victoria asks, what if they were on the same broom? Then, you know what? Valid plan. You can't take a Kia Sportage and race a Lamborghini. Ain't gonna happen.
Roger Davies was like, Cho Chang, this is what I want you to do. I want you to bat your eyes at him, do a little sly smile, see what happens. He's 13. Just see.
I don't know. We'll see.
If you're comfortable. And she was like, I got you.
I'm Cho Chang. She's playing both sides. You got Cedric on one end, and you got Harry on the other. I'm out on Cho. Can't wait
Smart
to get more
girl.
of it. Out on Cho.
Smart girl.
Second thing I want to call out here is the fact that even though it was a prank from Draco and Crabbe Goyle and whoever the other jabroni is Marcus Flint the weird teeth kid?
Yes.
All right, he's weird teeth kid. So
his parents couldn't get him braces. Our kids are
go get yourself an Invisalign.
Our kids have weird teeth.
Yeah, we're going to get them Invisalign.
They look like Gollum some days.
You can stick your whole finger between their teeth.
My favorite is when people are like, wow, look how many teeth they lost. They haven't.
They haven't lost a single tooth.
Oh, God bless them.
Okay.
You were talking about all the Slytherins that you love.
Yes.
And how much you loved that they got dressed up.
No. Even though it was this prank or whatever, the fact that Harry actually produces a Patronus, like in mid-flight, and does it, is remarkable. Because you think where he was, where it was just kind of like a spitting silvery little smoke when he was training with Lupin, to then go to producing a Patronus. Like the thing leaps out of his wand. That's what it says. It's incredible. And I think it happens because he is scared, but he's also excited. He is in the moment. And he's not focusing on anything else other than producing this thing.
And Cho Chang. I put his head was clear because the Dementors weren't real. Oh, and yes, he was very happy. He was focused. I'm going to win this. I've got my new firebolt. Cho Chang's winking at me. Life is good. But I also think there was no realness to this.
Well, I mean, there is a slight bit of realness.
It didn't get cold. He didn't have his happiness sucked out of him.
It did, but there is a slight bit of, because he, no matter what, he did produce a Patronus.
Yeah.
Like that's a big deal.
I'm saying because he's happy.
Right.
Because I'm happy. Clap along. No?
I hate Bruno Mars. Every song he sings is the same exact song. He's like the Josh Groban of
that's not Bruno Mars.
Pop
anyway.
music.
That's not Bruno Mars.
Whatever. Who it is. It's Pharrell.
Yes.
Pharrell, sure. It's the same
different.
guy.
No, it's not.
They sing the same songs.
Completely different. Oh, goodness gracious. Lupin, of course.
Josh Groban's
is
the
one.
worst.
Oh my gosh, stop.
He is the worst.
Stop. I'm going to have to put you in like mute mode or something. So he does
my second podcast of the day. Give me a break.
He does a Patronus in front of the entire school.
Yeah, it's a big deal, man. That's
and
what
Lupin
I'm saying.
Lupin comes in and he's like, way to go, man. Look at you. Look at your Patronus.
And I was like, yeah, dude, I didn't even get affected. I did it. It was awesome. Did you see that?
You know what's really foolish, though? Is that, you know how in the movies, when all the 7 Potters, they have to make their way safely to the burrow, and Lupin's like, oh, what creature was in my office? And Harry's like, a Gryffindor, because they're trying to prove that's the right guy. In the books, he asks him, like, what was your Patronus or whatever, the shape. Everyone just saw it in the book. So in the book, it's different when he asks him. Does that make sense to you?
Is it clearly a stag? That's the thing. The textual evidence doesn't suggest anything. It just says that it leapt out of his wand. You can implicit in it is that he made a real Patronus, but it doesn't say that it took an actual form. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, but the fact of the matter is, he did produce way more than what he was doing in his training with Lupin. And Lupin's response
I think he got the Patronus.
He might have. He very well might have. Lupin's response be like, those weren't Dementors, though.
Sorry, buddy. Really good effort. It's like when the kid works really hard at soccer practice and makes the goal. It's the wrong goal.
You're like, oh, you know what? You had it. You had the right idea. I have to call out the final bits here. I'm going to do my favorite thing of this podcast.
I'm ready. I'm gonna take my seat.
It's the best. Glaring suspiciously at Ron, Professor McGonagall pushed the portrait back open and went outside. The whole common room listened with bated breath. Sir Cadogan, did you just let a man enter Gryffindor Tower? Certainly, good lady.
Look at that
cried
voice.
Sir Cadogan. You like that, huh?
Certainly.
Certainly, good lady. There was a stunned silence, both inside and outside the common room. You did? Said Professor McGonagall. But the password. He had 'em, said Sir Cadogan proudly. Had the whole week's, my lady. read him off a little piece of paper. Professor McGonagall pulled herself back through the portrait hole to face the stunned crowd. She was white as chalk. Which person, she said, her voice shaking, which abysmally foolish person wrote down this week's passwords and left them lying around? There was utter silence, broken by the smallest of terrified squeaks. Neville Longbottom, trembling from head to Fluffy's slippered toes, raised his hand slowly into the air. Oh, what a way to end this chapter! What a way.
The fault is not on Neville. The fault is Sir Cadogan's and Sir Cadogan's alone, okay? Mm-hmm. Leave Neville alone.
Well, no, I mean, if the guy's got the password, he's got the password.
He keeps changing the passwords every bloody day.
It ain't the computer's fault when you give someone your password.
Well, except if you save your passwords.
It's all Longbottom.
How am I supposed to remember all of these different passwords if I'm supposed to change them every single day?
You got to figure it out.
Sir Cadogan
Put it in your remember all.
You are over the age of 18. I've never seen you here before.
But if you got the password, maybe he's a new teacher.
No,
maybe he's a substitute.
Sir Cadogan should have asked one of the other portraits next door. Hey, do you know this guy? Yes, it's Sirius Black.
Oh!
Sorry, can't get him in.
Get the hell out of here.
Can't come in. Poor Neville.
It's all Neville's fault. Don't care what anybody says. Get your stuff straight.
And can I just say that he is once again a brave Gryffindor because he said it was me.
Yeah. And he's scared. Scared AF.
But he confesses right away.
I know he does. He does. And I'm saying, like, I'm proud of him for having the bravery of putting his hand up and getting the eternal ire of Professor McGonagall, which, by the way, deserved, because it's all Longbottom's fault for writing him down. And you want to write him down? Fine. No problem. You write him down. Put it in a safe space. Don't go leaving this thing around here. By the way, love how this was finally delivered upon, like that moment of like coming through for the reader, because we remember him writing down all the passwords from a few chapters ago and losing it. And you're delivering on this finally. You're building it up, and here it is. And it's this small little thing that out of nowhere from Mars comes, that this little paper allows Sirius Black, the world's most infamous criminal, to come into Gryffindor Tower.
How would you keep track of the passwords then, Blake?
Listen.
No.
I don't have to worry about it. Put it in a book.
I'd Sharpie it on my arms. I would Sharpie it on my arms.
Sure, but then then you got the whole sweat issue, and then
I don't really sweat. I hate exercising if I sweat. The Peloton is changing my mind on sweat and exercise, but listen,
these kids are wizards. Magic some way up, okay? They can figure it out. They got magic.
Neville hate.
You got anything else you want to say about this
No, I do
chapter?
not. I do not.
You ready for some different perspective?
Yeah, you're going to take it. And for friends watching online, we would love for you to submit some questions at this point. You'll use the lightning bolt emoji and add your question, and we will tackle those after the different perspective.
All right.
Holy cricket! You're Harry Potter! I'm Hermione Granger. And you are?
Today, I'm Madam Hooch. And listen.
Does Madam Hooch have like a New York accent?
Yeah,
What's going on with
she does. Well, she goes around.
Gotta call a cab. Grab a slice of pizza.
You gotta grab a pie. Hey. She's suddenly the Fonz. No, listen. I'm Madam Hooch. And I got a lot of things going on here. I'm a teacher. I'm teaching all the first years how to fly. I got 40 million things. I got 20 million kids running around here. I'm responsible for if one of them falls and they break an arm like that stupid Longbottom kid. I'm the one that's got to take him to go see my girl, Pomfrey, if she's not too busy drinking some vodka.
Gin.
No, she's vodka.
Oh, Pomfrey is, yes.
Pomfrey is vodka.
Okay.
Sprout is gin.
Yep.
And you know what I got to do to release sometimes?
What?
I'm going to go to practice. I hate practice because I'm here for the games. I'm here to make sure that everybody plays fair during the games.
Okay.
I ain't paid enough to go to practice. So you know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to relax. Maybe I'll have a couple of sniffs of some bourbon.
A little nippy nap.
I'm gonna take a couple of sniffs. I'm gonna take a nippy nap, and I'm going to be fine with it.
You know what I found quite interesting?
What's that?
About this chapter, Madam Hooch, is that we were told by McGonagall that you and Flitwick were going to look at the Nimbus, the Firebolt.
That's a good joke. That's a good joke.
But you seemed in awe of it when it was out. So I think Flitwick actually just held on it the entire time.
You know, me and Flitty, we were talking about that. He was saying, I probably shouldn't say this.
Because it seems like you never saw it, so it sounds like he just held on to it the entire time.
You know what? I've been having a few sniffs today of some bourbon. Oh, you know what? I got loose lips. I got loose lips.
What's the truth?
Loose lips sink ships. Apparently, it prevents me from talking to. Okay. Listen, Flitty came up to me one day and said, "Listen, McGonagall's got me looking at this thing. I know I got a match coming up with Ravenclaw. It's coming. I mean, with Gryffindor." He's like, "Listen, just cover me, okay? Just tell McGonagall that we're looking at it. We're looking at it. It's fine. It's no problem. And we're studying it up, left and right, up and down. Listen, I got Cho Chang. She's finally back. Okay, the Jimmy Garoppolo of Quidditch is finally back. I got a chance to win. This is my way into the cup. And if I could just keep Potter off of that broom,
keep him on that clean sweep.
I want him off. Get him his Chevy Aveo. Cho's got the Kia Sorrento. Give him the Chevy Aveo. Give him the Lona. Get him off the Lamborghini." And you know what I did?
What?
McGonagall, she came up to me and she was just she just had this attitude about her, like, why don't you take care of this? Why don't you fix it? Why don't you figure it out?
In addition to going to all the Gryffindor practices.
And you know she got him the Nimbus before. You know she did. So why am I going to help her out this time? She's got an unfair advantage. She made that kid the world's youngest Seeker. Shouldn't have happened.
In 100 years.
And I had to accept it. I had to take it. No more. I'm done. I'm letting Flitty do whatever he wants. And I'm just going to sit and practice. I'm going to put my feet up. I'm going to take a little couple of sips of bourbon, and I'm going to nap.
Good for you.
Hey, what happens to Potter when I'm napping? It happens. I can't help that. Maybe he and Weasley fall off the broom. Maybe he breaks an arm. Maybe Pomfrey's too drunk to figure it out.
Okay. You know what? Hooch out.
So, end scene. There it is. Madam Hooch. All right, you ready for some listener questions?
Yes.
We got a lot of listener questions, actually. Got some emails here. Let's get to them. Of course, if you're listening to this on the podcast app, please do know that you are not alone. We will be getting some questions from the live feed here. But if you do want to ask some questions of us, of Mary and I, send us the messages via email at maryandblakemedia@gmail.com, and we will include them in the next episode or whatever episode following you send the questions. All right, let's do them.
Mail's here.
All right, the first one comes from Rebecca. She says, "Mary and Blake, I listen to the Potterverse around and with my kids all the time because it is safe listening. I just have to tell you that my 4-year-old daughter heard Mary say, 'He's Harry freaking Potter.'
Yes!
And before Blake could hit the sound drop, she sang it out." Thank you so much, guys. Can't wait until that comes out at preschool. Haha.
Sorry.
Hey, Rebecca's daughter, unfortunately, I don't know your name, but here you go. This is just for you. I want you to get in there. I want you to belt it out as loud as you can.
I'm Harry freaking Potter.
There you go, girl. All right, this one comes from Lacey. She got a couple of questions for us. First one, if you could make a Harry Potter TV show, what would it be about, Mary?
A Harry Potter TV show, so it needs to be about Harry Potter?
Yeah, well, you know how we got the new Harry Potter show?
Or is it part of the Potterverse? You go first.
All right, I would see the problem with having like a prequel like the Marauders is that it's got prequel syndrome. You know exactly how it's going to end. It's just you're getting
it's like Rogue One.
No. Rogue One was great. Rogue One was actually really good because you didn't know exactly how it was going to end.
Which one was it that I didn't like then? It was a Han
you didn't
Solo?
Like Solo.
No.
And the prequels, obviously, episodes 1 through 3.
I was fine with 1 through 3. I didn't like Solo.
You did not. Well, Solo was just a mediocre.
Because you're just like, I don't care about Emilia Clarke. She doesn't show up in the future. Bye.
That's true. You're out. We know he falls in love with Leia. Who are you?
Who are they?
Hashtag who are they?
Okay, so if rather than dance around, this isn't fair. Which one would you do?
I'm going the Prometheus route. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
I want something in the universe. I want Potter DNA, but I don't want to know exactly where it's going. Okay. Right? So, am I going to do a show about the 4 founders? Salazar Slytherin, Helga Hufflepuff, whatever? Maybe. But really, I want to know what Slytherin does when he leaves the school. I want to know what happens. I want to know where he goes, what he does, and how he affects things.
So I have found a Potter TV show that I like on TikTok. It's called the Noble House of Black.
Oh yeah, you talked about this before. Yeah.
So if you're on TikTok, there is a fun spin-off, and it's about Bellatrix.
I'm interested in that. I would like to know that.
That one's pretty cool.
All right. Do you have an answer, or are you good?
That's
what you would want to do. All right. If you could have a shop in Diagon Alley, what would you sell in Diagon Alley?
Oh, I dig this.
I'm kind of in on this question. Okay.
And like Juan's already out because Ollivander's already there. Because I would have liked to sell Juan's, but he's You
can't do candy because you got honeydukes.
Okay.
So that corner of the market, you can't have candy.
Okay.
You know what I'm doing?
What?
I'm doing something that the wizards don't have.
What?
Donuts.
Well done.
Yes.
Well done.
You know they want donuts. They absolutely want donuts. They'd be lining up around the building. I couldn't even keep them in the store.
I dig it.
Hey, Caitlin here on Facebook says Mary would sell magical makeup.
Oh, I like
Just
that.
a snap of the fingers. Boom, done.
There you go. I was going to say toothbrushes since they all seem so confused about what dentists are. How do they keep their teeth clean?
The last one, if you could teach a class at Hogwarts, what class would it be? Marvin, you already know my answer. What's yours?
What would yours be?
Defense against the Dark Arts.
Oh, okay.
Come on now. Of course it would be that.
So I've daydreamed about this. Truth is out. Okay, I would do half and half. I would be a halfsies. I would be the music teacher, obviously. I mean, Flitwick did an okay job, but not too great. So I would take over the chorus and things like that. Mm-hmm. But I would be the Muggle studies teacher because I'd be Muggle.
Oh, yeah, good point.
I'd be a Muggle, like squibbish. I don't even know. Or maybe a late blooming wizard. I don't even know. But it'd be like when you get a Spanish teacher who is truly... like, number one, this was my first language was Spanish.
Yes.
I would be that for Muggle studies.
But are you magical because you're at Hogwarts and you're a teacher?
No.
Or you're just some jabroni that showed up one day and was like, whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, how do you even apply?
You read it in the newspaper. You say, this sounds fun. I haven't gotten that far in my daydream plague, but that's what it would have been.
All right, this one comes from Lily. She says, hey, Mary and Blake, after reading The Firebolt, here is my theory on what Professor McGonagall really did with Harry's new broomstick.
Flew it all around?
As guaranteed you knew she took it for a spin, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Giddy up!
Like when those guys took Ferris's car out in Chicago for that's what McGonagall did.
Okay, let's read what Lily wrote.
As we all know, Professor McGonagall is obsessed with Quidditch and especially Harry's involvement in the sport. She even committed several recruiting violations by allowing Harry on the house team as a first year and by buying him a Nimbus 2000. When Hermione informed her Harry had mysteriously received the most exquisite and expensive firebolt, she had to check it out for herself. I believe she was genuinely concerned with Sirius Black that could have sent it, and therefore it could be dangerous. However, she knew it would only take Professor Flitwick a few days to fully de-jinx the firebolt, so she told the trio, a few weeks, so she could fly it around herself.
Yep.
And the next few weeks were spent with McGonagall and Madame Hooch taking turns zooming around on the firebolt.
Kitty up, man.
On the Quidditch pitch at midnight, flying around the Forbidden Forest, in and around Hogsmeade. Anywhere the students wouldn't see them. They wouldn't have to worry about Dementors as they have the Patronuses to protect them. I'd like to think that they brought Professor Sprout in on it too. The three teachers probably got a little tipsy on Sprout's gin and had quite the time over a couple of weeks flying the firebolt all over. Don't drink and fly, kids. In the next chapter, Oliver Wood asks McGonagall how much longer does she need to check the firebolt. And from the book, as long as necessary, Wood, I reckon it's time you ordered a new broom, Harry.
Blake, I messed up Instagram?
It
went off and then I put go live again.
Why are you touching
Because
stuff?
it said it was done. It said like your live ended, so I clicked go again. And
You've messed up all my flow.
So, sorry.
Instagram's done. Instagram's done.
Okay, sorry. No, but it's coming back and it's just on my face.
It's done.
It's just my face.
It's done, I promise.
Okay, good. Let's go to our Facebook and YouTube questions. Right here.
Hold on. I think that's the moment she realized that her scheme had gone on too long and she returned the firebolt to Harry soon after. I've been recommending you all to my coworkers recently. Whenever someone mentions Bridgerton
Lily.
or Harry Potter, I say you guys should listen to Mary and Blake. Lily, even though Mary messed up the flow of this email,
sorry.
I'm still giving you this.
Makes me wanna shout.
Absolutely.
They wouldn't have to worry about the Dementors. Oh my
But
god!
I think you should order a new
Three little-
broom, Harry.
Yeah, you should really get it.
As long as it takes wood.
They were like the Sanders sisters. Sanders' sisters.
Oh my god! Absolutely.
Flying around.
All right, we got some live questions here. Let's see what we got. Oh, where are we?
They would not invite the Muggle studies teacher, as I would not be able to fly.
No. All right. Elizabeth asks, why don't we ever seem to hear the characters flying around in their brooms since everyone
You
learns
just
the
did.
skill? We only see it in Quidditch.
In Lily's spin-off, you've got it.
You got everybody
Lily's
flying brooms.
fanfic.
All right, Caitlin asks, we know Crookshanks didn't really eat Scabbers. However, Ron is convinced that he did. Why do you think Hermione didn't just say, hey, if my cat did eat your rat, I'm sorry. But I still hope he shows back up and it's all nasty mistake. Why didn't she just say, I'm sorry in case he did eat Scabbers?
Because she's 13, and 13-year-olds are one of the most selfish ages.
The worst, Burr. The worst.
I love some 13-year-olds, but a lot of them sadly can't see past their own nose, and they stick to their tickets, right?
Rachel asks, what's the TikTok channel you'd mentioned about the...
Search Noble House of Black. I don't know the TikTok channel. I can find it later. My phone, I think, just died, but if you search the hashtag Noble House of Black, you'll find it.
This is a Star Wars related question from Ellen. She says, if you could create an Obi-Wan Disney Plus style show, aka fills in the gaps between all the films, what characters would you base it on? Well, I mean, that's actually happening. It's going to be happening on a Disney Plus. It's going to be happening. What I would love to do is the Clone Wars, the show, the Clone Wars, hinted at Obi-Wan falling in love with Princess Satine. And I would love to see
deep.
Obi-Wan dealing with Princess Satine and how all that transpired. I think that would be really cool. Because you think that entire time he's just a hermit, whatever, in Tatooine. But maybe he was out doing things, and maybe Satine dies, or she spurns him, and then he becomes the hermit that everybody, crazy Ben Kenobi. Maybe that's why he changes his name. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I
think that was it.
That was it. That's all we got.
Thank you all so much for sending in your questions via email. Lily, I'm so sorry that I missed up Blake's flow of reading your
totally
amazing
gone.
fanfic. I know. It's fantastic. We're just going to, we're going to have to post it on our Facebook page. We'll post
That
it.
was so funny.
On that note, I think it is time.
Yeah, it might be time to end the show.
It is time.
It is time. It is time. Actually, Bobby Joe asks, did you guys see the trailer for The Handmaid's Tale Season 4? What do you think? I did see it. Mary has not seen it yet, so I will show it to her. And I thought it was kind of meh. So, all right, guys, time to go. We will close this bad boy out. Here we go.
Hi, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Those of you who joined us live, we appreciate and love you and love the community that you continue to engage in and create. Those of you who haven't been able to join us live, please do. We will be live Thursdays, right? We might go live some more. We don't know because This Is Us is off.
Well, This Is Us is off until at least March 9th.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. Make sure you follow Mary and Blake Media on social media because
Yes.
we're going to be letting you know when Potterverse podcasts are happening so you can come in and join the fun live. It's a place to be.
Yes, make sure you follow us. That'd be fun. Just make sure you do that because that would be great.
On that note, my name's Mary.
My name is Blake.
Mischief managed.